All right, now everybody, welcome to another video. We're here to talk about green giants. We're going to talk about how to plant them. It's one of the most common questions I get asked all the time, and I go over it and over it and over it, and I got a green giants playlist that has how-to planting videos, cloning videos, trimming videos, and we're adding to it all the time. So here we go now. People are asking how far apart to plant these things. How big do they get? How big can I make them? How short can I have them? The way I like to grow them, if you follow along, I keep the main leader intact and I go big. These are green giants. They're made to be big. That being said, sure, you could top them and box them into a hedge if you want to. That's beside the point in today's video, really. If you want to do that, you can. So we're talking about spacing these trees. Typically you want to run a line on the ground and measure. You want to measure, and I recommend usually people at least 5 or 6 feet apart, okay? My hedge and my videos, I was young and dumb and stupid about green giants and probably a lot of things 15 years ago when I planted them or so. I can't even remember. I think it was 2015 or something. I have it in one of my other videos. I think my best estimate. I just went 3 feet apart. I lined my back fence because I bought 50 of them for a pretty cheap deal from somewhere on the internet. I don't know. And they came as little tiny cuttings in newspaper or something, damp towels, just little tiny things. And I just lined my fence evenly with all 50 of them, and I had a couple extra, I think, that I shuffled around, and one or two died. But what I did with mine is I trimmed them the whole way until they were it was as high as I could get on a 6-foot step ladder, reaching up with trimmers, and I can't go anymore. I was keeping them in that nice conical shape, keeping the main leader going, keeping them going up, and slim, so they were coming together, that whole time for the first 6, 8, 10 years, as high as I could go, being trimmed in that manner. So green giants can get pretty big. There's some around that I think are probably closer to 12 feet wide if you just let them go. One single tree can get quite large, okay? So we talk about spacing these things. We're gonna get into the fundamentals here. I got a little paper. Let me move y'all in closer and show you what I'm talking about. I don't have a chalkboard, so we're gonna use this, and just gonna be a real close up here, but hopefully you can see. Now, I've been recommended 6 feet, 5 or 6 feet, you say. Well, say 5 feet, that's here, 5 foot, and then another tree. We'll put some little leaves on them there, green giant little evergreen trees. And so we got 5 feet, 5 feet, and then over here 5 feet another tree. So that's what I've been telling people, 5 feet, and you can do that, but I've been trimming my trees, keeping them, slowly coming together like that, all right? So that's what I've been saying, but what you have to realize is about a tree, like I said, that one tree, it could be 12 feet around, okay? So here's our tree, and that's a horrible circle. But there's the center of our tree. We have 12 feet here. That's 12 feet. So what, the radius, I think that's the diameter. What the hell is, I haven't been in math so long. From the center of the tree to here is, if that's a 10-foot tree or a 12-foot, say, I said 12 feet. So this would be 6 foot here now, from here to here. Well, if I've been telling people to plant 5 or 6 feet, 6 feet here, that would be your next tree right here. And it also needs 6 feet. So here's a new radius here. You got a new circle. Now that is 6 feet there and 6 feet here. So you can see what's going on now. So 6 feet is if you want these things to be actually huge, we're talking we're talking more like this. That's well, they can see right through that. That's no good. All right, you know what I'm saying. Let me get a new piece of paper. So, oh goodness. All right. So there we go. Now you got your tree. If you want big, huge, stately trees that are just toe fingertip touching out here, making a solid wall of massive giants that aren't a hedge trimmed together. Remember our circle now, so that's 6 feet here. We need another 6 feet for the next tree, the radius here, to come in 6 feet here, 6 feet here, making, you know, a 12-foot tree. So we're talking 12 feet of space here to get that full effect. That's what I'm getting at. So that's something to consider there. That's the breakdown on a considerations when you're constructing these things. And that's basically a pretty good darn breakdown of what you need to take in consideration. Now speaking of time, though, is the other consideration. This is a 10-year project to start getting close. 8 or 10 years at least. I mean, it's hard for me to say because mine that I grew for 15 years, I trim them. But if you just let them go wild and try to keep them reasonably and eliminated the double tops, you may make it there in 8 years. But you know, keeping them 3 foot together, once they hit 2 or 3 years and they start getting up into here from babies, they're gonna go fast. So I mean, you're talking in 4 or 5 years, they start getting up here to where they're giving you some privacy, and then they're coming together after that from little tiny babies. I've seen trucks driving down the road, semis, those tree spades with the big, where they lift a whole tree out of the ground, and they've had 15, 20-foot arborvitaes on the back of the damn thing. So they're around, and they're starting to appear more. I like them. I like all kinds of weird stuff, though, that like exotic things that most people probably don't and what have you. So I've been into them. Set your string and put it where you like. Decide how long you want to wait. If you want privacy in 4 to 5 years. But if you're buying plants that are, you know, in 2-gallon, 5-gallon buckets or whatever, and they're already established from the nursery, nice hardy little plants, and you just, you know, slide them right in the ground and keep them watered for a few, well, through the hot season and everything. Those could take off pretty quick, and you could have privacy in a few years. It depends on what your situation is, how big your plants are, how well you take care of them, how much sun they get. If they're in the shade, they're not going to grow fast. So there's no easy answer to everybody's questions all the time. You have to take all those things into consideration, but hopefully you learned something today about the spacing on them. And like I said, I actually think mine, embarrassingly enough, are 3 feet apart, if I'm not mistaken. They're only 3 or maybe 4 feet apart. And they've done fine, and they locked right together. And like I said, I kept them conical for years. I mean, it took them 6 or 7 years before they started getting up in here, and they weren't even touching. So then they just kind of grew together, and it's naturally how they are now. And they're just interlocking. It's not a problem. So you decide how you want to do you. I'll do me, and I got more coming all the time. I'm making twisted trees now. I just made a little bonsai where I took 2 of them and twisted them together. I could maybe show you that here at the end. But thank you for watching, and you have a good day. See you next time.